What's going on, guys? It's Might Be. Today we're going over the future of MLB The Show games. So we got a couple different points here. We're going to have a little organized conversation about it and kind of just get my thoughts out on the topic. Of course, with the new MLB The Show games around the corner, there's just so many new opportunities and stuff coming out, not only for content creators, but for games. In so many different ways SDS can go with this going crossplay and doing all sorts of stuff. Before we get into this video, if you guys can hit that like button, hit that sub button, I would really appreciate it. And let's get right into the discussion. Now, our first topic today in today's video is going to be the idea of my park. So, with everything going on, SDS dropped an absolute crazy stuff this year with MLB The Show 20. Honestly, one of the best MLB The Shows we've had in a while. It started with MLB The Show 18, was kind of a really bad year. No one really loves the game as much as they did. 19 was kind of a rebound year, I would say. There wasn't amazing content in 19, but there was an abundance of just stuff, so there was always something to do. It wasn't the greatest thing in the world. They didn't really add anything crazy new, but the thing about 20 is they added so many different things. They added Showdown, and they even added things like the Prestige XP reward path, which was just absolutely insane. It was a lot of fun. Nobody really expected that thing, and honestly, I expect them to drop even more next year, with MLB The Show 21 pretty much being confirmed to be on pretty much every single platform. We know it's coming to Xbox. We don't necessarily know if it's coming to PC, which I'm kind of just skeptical about in general, but I would think it would be really cool. The first thing we're going to talk about is the idea of crossplay. Now, crossplay could be so good for so many different reasons. One of the reasons it would be really good is, let's say you have a friend who plays on Xbox, who's played Xbox his whole life. You can play against that friend. You can be in custom leagues with that friend. You can play Diamond Dynasty and stuff like this. I love that the game is going cross-platform because you can just do so many extra things. I can have content with guys on PS5. I can have content with guys on Xbox Series X. It doesn't matter. And then obviously I can backtrace it to Xbox One and even backtrace it most likely to PS4 and stuff like that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Crossplay will open up so many more opportunities. Ranked is going to be even crazier because there's going to be a ton of noobs on Xbox. I just can't wait for these Xbox noobs. They're going to absolutely suck, and it's going to be a lot of fun. For the guys that haven't been playing MLB The Show for like 5 years, we're just going to absolutely mow them down. And I'm really excited to do that, as it's kind of just something that will be a little bit fun. You know what they say about Christmas noobs and Call of Duty? It's basically the same thing, but for MLB The Show. The other thing that I also wanted to talk about, I've heard it talked about in a couple of MLB The Show 21 wish lists, and that would be the idea of a My Park type thing for Road to the Show. Now, if we're talking about this, we can kind of go a ton of different ways, and the thing that I think would be the most fun is if there was something like the Yard from Madden. If you guys know what Madden did with the Yard, you could create your own player, but they could make it so much better because it'd be your Road to the Show player. Like My Park and My Career in 2K, you could grind your guy up in My Career and just get him higher and higher and make him a position. And you could kind of just queue up for a game. I would consider maybe 7-inning games because a lot of guys aren't going to want to play 9-inning games. The defense could be a little bit weird. I feel like it could really suck if someone on your team was AFK. They would throw the game for you. So I think that they should make some type of inactive thing. But the idea of My Park could be so much fun for MLB The Show 21. I think it would be something that would be a blast. Just something to go with, you know? Something brand new, exciting, and a new game mode would be huge for MLB The Show. I know it's kind of copying 2K, but the fact that Madden does it says that other sports companies and stuff like that can do that. So I think San Diego Studios definitely has a right to kind of recreate that and make a baseball version of it. I think it could be a lot of fun, and honestly, it doesn't have any type of stuff. They could have cosmetics that would be really fun, and you could make your guy all pimped out and all swaggy, and he could be really cool. And the thing about that is you have all of the different types of players. I mean, you know, I got Joe Kelly on my team. People have stuff like, you know, just certain different jokes in general, which would make it a lot of fun. I feel like this is definitely a really good game mode and would honestly just be a blast. So I'd really be looking forward to this, and I really hope they do something like this when they drop a banger with brand new content for MLB The Show 21. The fact that it's just cross-platform, it opens so many possibilities, and you know what, they're going to have a lot more pressure, and they're going to have a lot more player base. You know, in my opinion, I think MLB The Show 21 is very crucial for San Diego Studios because it's going to push out content to so many new people that have never really played MLB baseball baseball games. I mean, the best game on Xbox right now, it's a video game is RBI Baseball, and then they have Super Mega Baseball 2, but they don't really have any baseball games because San Diego Studios bought all of the rights. There are going to be so many new players. I know that there are guys on Xbox. I have tons of friends on Xbox, but they don't want to buy a PS4 just for MLB The Show. So the fact whenever they're getting a new console and stuff like that, they're going to be able to play baseball games with me. It's just going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. My last point here, this isn't going to be too long of a video, but what I'm going to go over is if it comes to PC, kind of the problems with it and kind of the fun things that also go on it. One thing with PC players that's always a problem, you see this in Warzone and all that stuff going on now, is there is actually a ton of hackers, and you can put an anti-cheat on there, but it's going to be kind of hard. I mean, if you face someone on PC and then they're just hitting perfects, and obviously if you're on console, you're not going to be wanting to play someone on PC. Honestly, just statistically, playing with a mouse is easier than a controller, and I feel like that's the same way with MLB The Show. There are people who keyboard and kind of cheat and stuff like that, but that doesn't really happen too often. It's definitely an unfair advantage, and I wouldn't really like seeing that. So yes, I'd like crossplay between Xbox and Nintendo Switch and even PS4. But the thing about that is that they can't overdo it and make it with PC. I feel like PC needs to be its own thing. I don't want to be facing hackers, and whenever I'm about to hit World Series, I think that would be a really bit dumb. Our last thing for PC that would be really cool, you see this with Battlefront 2 and kind of other games. You guys might not be familiar with some of these things, but there's usually mods and stuff like that. So we can see all sorts of little stuff like that, little game modes and things that were created by people and users that people really do on PC, because honestly there's some really talented people that put a lot of time and effort into making kind of updates for the game and stuff like that. You see this with old games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and stuff like that, how they've even added more maps and all sorts of stuff, people on that. So I'm kind of just going over that. I think that would be something that was really cool, and I think that it would be a lot of fun. Anyways, the future of MLB The Show 20, it's just the future of MLB The Show 21 and games afterwards just sound absolutely amazing. It sounds like a good time, and there's a lot of content that can come out, a lot of potential for MLB The Show 21. I'm really looking forward to see what San Diego Studios does for it, because if they do it right, they could make one of the best baseball games of all time. I think My Park, or whatever they want to call it, My Field, like I said, be a little bit weird, but they can make it a lot of fun. It could cater to a lot of people and ball video games back to the way that they were. Anyways, guys, if you like this content and you like this type of video, if you guys can hit that like button, hit that sub button, I would really appreciate it. We're going up to 500 subs. The support lately has been absolutely insane. If you made it to the end of the video, comment something down in the comment section below to let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and might be out.